What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Shop Talk, brought to you by me, inspired by Joy and Chad Wright. And today we're going to talk about Hipshot tuners, and we're going to talk about my old Strat. And I'm going to show you my old Strat, and we're actually going to put some new Hipshot tuners on it because it's got some other tuners. But let's dive right in. You know, we have been using Hipshot stuff for going on about a decade now, like exclusively. The only time we don't put Hipshot bridges and tuners on a guitar is if somebody specifies that they gotta have something else, which is usually like Hipshot doesn't make it. You know what I mean? So, and in fact, I got my old Strat here, which actually has an older Hipshot trim, but it doesn't have Hipshot tuners, and we're going to retrofit my old Strat with new Hipshot tuners. I might need to put a string guide on it, but we'll get to that. So one time in a video, I said that we use tier 1 components like Hipshot bridges and tuners, and someone said Hipshot isn't tier 1. Blah 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 blah. If you don't think that Hipshot is tier 1 stuff, you are a fool and you have no idea what you're talking about, and you probably have built one guitar and your point is completely invalid, and I don't want to hear it. Okay? There you go. I don't want to hear it. Like I said, I've been using Hipshot stuff for over a decade exclusively on all the guitars that we make, and I wouldn't use anything else. Fair enough? Okay. You can fight me in the comment section below, or you can just decide to not be an asshole your whole life and just, you know, buck up and go, yeah, Hipshot makes good stuff. Okay? So, I'm not saying that nobody else makes good stuff. I'm just saying that Hipshot is tier 1 stuff. There's other tier 1 stuff, okay? Just get over yourselves. Okay. I don't know why I'm so upset at you guys today, but I am. All right. So let's talk about my old Strat, which doesn't really look that old because it hasn't been played very much. It hasn't been played for a long, long time. In fact, if you've ever been to my house, you will know that this actually hangs in the rafters in the bar, and you might have seen it. You might have even played it. But this is an old Strat body. Man, look at the contours on this. These aren't contours that would pass Texas Toast Muster, I tell you that. This is probably, I think it's a Mighty Mite body. It's got a Warmoth neck. Like I said, it's got a Hipshot trim. It's got one of the Hipshot modern trims, and it has Spurzel locking tuners. It has Spurzel locking tuners because there was a time when I thought Spurzels were the hot stuff. And I like Ron a lot, but I don't use Spurzel tuners anymore. Look, we could use whatever tuners we want. We decided we wanted to use Hipshot. Okay, nothing against anybody else. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put new tuners on this guitar. Oh, people often look at this and go, man, that's the ugliest Strat ever. Why did you choose to put tortoiseshell on a seafoam green? Because a buddy of mine back in high school had one like this. It was a Fernandez, and I loved it. And he had EMGs loaded on a torque pickguard on a seafoam green Strat body with a Fernandez neck, and I thought that was the coolest thing. I think, in the minority here about how cool I think this is. But I like EMG Strat pickups, and I like tortoiseshell pickguards on ridiculously ugly. I just dig it. I think it looks cool. So yeah. This also has a heel adjust truss rod, but it has, I don't know if you can see it, it has this this little adjustment nut here. That's a fine tuner adjustment. It's not made to use. It's not designed to do a lot of big neck adjustment. What you want to do is you want to get it close, bolt it on the guitar, put strings on it, and then if you need to fine tune later, you can. Okay. So anyway, a lot of people misunderstand this control here. Speaking of controls, I have omitted the volume control that is normally right here, and I've replaced it with a master volume and master tone. It makes sense to me that why Fender Strats have the controls that they have, and just by switching pickups you can get, you know, if you want the tone to be brighter, you switch to the bridge pickup, and you don't need to worry about having a tone control on that. Because if you want it darker than that, you switch to a different pickup, and that's darker. So yeah, a lot of people kind of freak out about Strat tone and volume controls. I just don't like the volume control here because I hit it and I turn down. And while that might be something that a lot of people want to hear, I like to actually hear. So this pickguard is, I've just got like a little grommet in the pickguard where the control would be. Okay, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about putting new tuners on here. So we are going to be putting a set of Hipshot 6-in-line tuners on this. The first thing we got to do is we got to pull the strings off, pull the old tuners off, and I'm going to show you some cool stuff about the Hipshot gear and why these are the ideal tuners to use on a guitar that you're putting retrofitting tuners on. Okay, so let's maybe we'll move the camera a little bit, and I'll start to take this stuff apart, and we'll go from there. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to pull these strings off, and these are Spurzel locking tuners, which I really, really liked. And the reason that I put these guys on here was because one of my favorite Strats of all time was the Fender Strat Plus. I need to get rid of these strings. I need to find a snipper. So the Fender Strat Plus came out right about the same time as I graduated from high school, and I remember them, and I'm like, man, those are cool. They had lace sensor pickups, and they had Wilkinson roller nuts, and they had Spurzel locking tuners, and yeah, they had a bunch of other good stuff on them. Man, I probably should have left those strings on there a little bit longer. Alright, let's see if we can get these little monkeys out of here. Yeah, so the Strat Plus was a cool guitar, and I really liked it. You guys might remember it. You might really like it too. Dang it. I think that I should probably do one of these shop talk videos on why I like Kahler bridges one day, because it's dang, I'm getting all kinds of heat here from this setup. We're just gonna pull this guy off for now. Okay. All right, so I've removed the bridge just so it's not clanking around. Now I'm going to start to pull the tuners off. I've got a 10mm wrench here, which is not the right size. Dang it! All right, I got my Craftsman 6-inch Gunsmith's metric tool kit, and we're going to pull these off. A lot of people give me grief about using an adjustable wrench for this kind of stuff, but you know, I figure I'm removing the parts, so I don't really care if I get them dinged up, and I'm not going to reuse these tuners, okay? So we're just pulling, come on, Gunsmith's metric toolkit. We're going to pull these dudes off. And I don't remember if Warmoth, like they might have used a different, hole for Spurzels that they do for Hipshot. They might, what I mean is they might not be drilling all the way through with one size drill bit, you know, like with a 10mm or 3/8 drill bit. So we might have to modify the holes too, but maybe not. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I built this guitar. Holy mackerel, this guy does not want to come off. Okay. So there we go. Spurzel locking tuners. Ugh. And there might be some funkin' crap that's holding on to the lacquer This neck actually does have lacquer on it. Boy, those things are in there. Come here, you. Come on now. There we go. Okay. So it looks like they're just drilled all the way through, no problem. But you will notice there's holes for where the tuners go and holes for the little posts. Can you see that there on the spurzel? So, so what we're going to do is when we put the new tuners on, undoubtedly, the new tuners will not completely cover those old holes, and sure enough, they're not gonna. What's also gonna happen is these tuners need to be, the holes for these tuners need to be enlarged a little bit, so we're gonna work on that next. So I've got this reaming tool here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remove some of the material on the back of the peg head so that my new tuners drop right in. It's probably like, you know, lacquer or something, a finish crud. If you need to drill out the holes, you can do that, although be very, very careful. And what I would recommend you do if you need to drill out the hole is drill from one side halfway through and then drill from the other side the rest of the way through. Okay, so now let's see if, look at that, they drop right in, they drop right in. And I believe these are all the same height. But I want to show you guys what I see when I put these new tuners in place. Okay, and then I'm going to show you the really clever way to fix it. Okay, so there's my new Hipshot tuners. Now I chose the non-locking, which we're going to get into here in a second, but can you see the little hole right here? When you put this tuner in, you can still see that hole. So what Hipshot did is they came up with a way to hold the tuners in place without without altering your headstock any more than you need to. I need to move the camera one more time. Okay, so what Hipshot gives you are these little plates here. And the whole idea is that the nut holds the tuner on, but it doesn't keep it from wiggling around. That's what this screw hole does. Well, this plate here has little ears that keep the tuner from wiggling back and forth. And the cool thing is you can put these plates on, okay, and all these holes will be hidden. The other cool thing is you don't have to drill new holes. So if you had like a vintage guitar and you said, man, I really like this guitar, but I sure would like to upgrade the tuners, but I don't want to drill holes in my vintage guitar, well, here's a way to do it, okay? So as you can see, the installation is done. I don't have to drill new holes because these those little plates that Hipshot set us up with in the tuner kit, everything is locked in place and won't move side to side. And as soon as we put the nuts on here, we will be solid. Okay, so let's just kind of slide these dudes on here. Okay, and for those of you who don't like to use a gunsmith's metric toolkit to install new tuners, fear not, because I will not be using it to install the new tuner. I will be using the correct 10mm wrench to make it happen. Okay, but I just want to get these guys kind of snugged on here so they don't they don't want to fall off later on, okay? Like when I turn them upside down. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snug down the tuners. I'm going to come back to that one, don't worry. Okay, give them all. I have a calibrated elbow, so I know exactly how much torque to put on here. All right, there we go. So basically, that's it. The installation is now complete. Now I can go ahead and restring the guitar, and it's all done. Though I will save these little screws here because, you know, sometimes like in a workshop or something, having an extra set of screws isn't the worst thing, okay? However, before I do that, I feel it would be a cool thing to do to change out these buttons. I don't have any problem with these buttons, but I think I want to go with a slightly more, slightly less modern looking button and a more vintagey looking button. And the cool thing about these Hipshot tuners, gang, is you can just unscrew the old button, and you can slide on the new button. Sometimes they give you different screws to do this, and this might not be the right screw either. I don't know. It might be. Let's see. Let's see if this is the right screw, because I buy these in like big packs. So let's see. Voila. Oh yeah, man, that's good. Super smooth, and I think that'll look cool. So what we're going to do is we're just going to unscrew the buttons that came on the set of tuners, and we're going to re-screw on the new ones that I think just look a little, they look a little more like what I think should be on a Strat. And again, I don't have any problem with the these kind of triangular buttons. They're really nice. I just wanted these. You could also get different shapes, different colors. Like if you were to say, I don't know, say you wanted, obviously you can get chrome to match the chrome. But like if you wanted, uh-oh, I should probably put that one back in there. If you wanted like a gold button or a pearl button, you could very easily do that, and you could change them up. You could customize your whole setup just by changing out the buttons. Or if you're really, who was that, Rory Gallagher, who had like one kind of mismatched tuner, I think. You could kind of cop a little bit of that flavor. All right, let's see. I forgot to. There's a little washer, a spring steel washer, and it was either on the first one or the second one. Let's see. Let's see which one I didn't put it on here. Looks like it's on that one. I think it must have come off on the first one when I was horsing around talking with y'all. Yeah, I can even see that it's not there. Okay, now easy. Just gonna slide that. Oh crap. Okay, I said we're just gonna slide. Come on now. It's okay. I gotta use two hands for this. Okay. Now we're back in business. Okay. This is a lot of work talking and doing this, but you guys get the point. So yeah, the Hipshot buttons are super customizable, and you can so you can swap out what they come with to something that looks different. You can get a different color. You can get different shapes. You can just go to the Hipshot website and look up on the tuner page, guitar tuners, and you'll find all kinds of neat stuff that you can do to your Hipshot tuners. For that matter, if you said, you know, I want gold tuning buttons and I want gold saddles on my chrome everything else, well, you could do that too. Okay. I'm looking forward to these too. So one of the reasons I wanted to change these was I don't want locking tuners on my Strat anymore. And a lot of people will go, well, why don't you want locking tuners? They make string changing a breeze. You are right. They do make string changing a breeze. One of the things that they don't make a breeze, though, is changing tunings. So, and I've been experimenting a lot lately with open tunings and alternate tunings. So having the ability to not have my tuners or the design of my tuners drive the show. Drive the show. I'm not playing out with these, but yeah, to not have the tuners tell me what tuning I can and can't use, I figure I will just switch to the non-locking kind, and then that way it. And I'm not, you know, it's not like I'm playing that much and I'm switching strings that often. So the versatility aspect of tuning to me is more important on this guitar than easy string swaps. Okay. All right, so we'll give these guys, remember my calibrated elbow? Come on now, get in there. Okay. And that's pretty much it, y'all. So all I got to do now, after retrofitting my old Strat with brand new Hipshot tuners, is put the bridge back on and string it back up. I should probably tighten this this rear strap button too, for all the gigs that I play. But yeah, yeah. So my old Strat. Now you know a little bit about my old Strat. Now you know a little bit more, maybe, hopefully, about Hipshot tuners. But if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. If you'd like to ask me, maybe some ideas for new videos, stuff like that, for Shop Talk or anything else, put them in the comment section. I read all y'all's comments. I don't comment on all of them, but I do read them all. And guys, if you got anything out of this video, go over to our website, check it out. Buy a t-shirt in our merch page, sign up for a workshop, or better yet, buy a guitar. You can sign up for Patreon, you can join us on YouTube. All that stuff helps us out quite a bit. So until next time, this is Matt from Texas Toast reminding you that if you're so smart, start your own YouTube channel. That's what I did. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great week, everybody.